Let's get to the money with the break-even trader.
Yo, yo, yo. And we are back. Welcome, traders. Welcome to the market recap. And today we are going to recap on the SPY. Now, this is a trade I took Wednesday. And this is more on the psychology side of trading because that plays a big factor in how we trade in our mind. So what I want to show you guys is the trade I took and how that trade affected my mind and how I had to reset my trading psychology. So let's break the trade down. So the trade opened at 9:30 on Wednesday. You know we trade the 15-minute ORB. So I like to use the 5-minute time frame. Okay. So 5, 10, 15. You see our levels right here at the open. Our level right here at 9:45. So this would have possibly made us start looking at the trade because we had a break below ORB. I didn't take that trade because, as you can see, we came back and break back through. So you have to understand patience and taking your time and getting in the trade. So as time went by, staying patient, you can see the price started to climb a little bit, climbing towards opening range breakout. So that brings us to when I spotted this breakout here at about 10:35, as you see at the bottom of my chart. We got this candle. I like to look at the volume. Volume looked pretty good, not the best, but it was bigger than last time. And of course, prices ranging higher. And then you see the non-EMA pointing higher. It's good signs. So we got our break. We got our close. And this next candle, to me, at that time, it was a retest. But what happened was I took the trade on the retest up in this area. But the trade actually kept flushing down. And that's not a bad thing. I see the trade. I took the trade. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's why you got a strategy. That's why I used the 15-minute strategy. But what I didn't do was play by my rules. And the rules that we set are meant to keep us safe. And my rule was, if price breaks back down below ORB, we cut the trade. No hesitation, no second guessing, no contemplating with myself. Take the trade. Close the trade. That's it. So let's get back to it. So price broke this range right here and came back down. Now, honestly, the way that my trade strategy is set up, I'm not supposed to take the trade anyway. And here's why. Because look at the non-EMA. You see how far it is away from the ORB? Because you got to understand one thing about the 9. When you throw it on with the strategy. The 9 EMA, when price breaks and extends above the 9, it's got to come back. It's got to come back at some point. I don't know when it's going to come back. You don't know when it's going to come back, but it's going to come back. I'll show you another example. Let's look. Look, right here. Price breaks down below the 9, comes back to the 9, goes above the 9, comes back to the 9, breaks below the 9, tweezer bottom, come back to the 9, breaks above the 9, come back to the 9. It happens every time. Now you see this? This is trending. That's a trending trade right there. Come to the 9, oh, excuse me. Breaks above the 9, come back to the 9, retest, above the 9, back to the 9, above the 9, back to the 9, above the 9, back to the 9, above the 9, back to the 9. That's a trending day. That's a good trade. Depending on how many contracts you had, that's a great day. But let's get back to the psychology of the trade. Because, I worked myself up to taking 2 contracts. I started off with 1. I built my confidence up enough to take 2. And you got to understand, the bigger the size, the more that the numbers, the fluctuation of the numbers mess with your mind. That's why you slowly scale up. And that's what I did. I slowly scaled up, worked my way to 2 contracts. But the loss and not following my rules mess with the psychology of my brain. And it was $150 loss. And to some people, that might not be a big loss, but to me it was. Because normally a loss for me, $10, $20, $30, not bad. I can take maybe 50 trades and still have money to trade with. But if I take multiple $150 losses, the amount of times that I can trade is limited. And that's why you got to understand it's a mathematics game. But never mind that. Save that for another day. We're talking about psychology and what it did to my brain. So now when I go, okay, Thursday and Friday, I trade again. I'm using 2 contracts, but now when I enter the trade, I'm scared. I second guess my entries. I don't trust the strategy, the same strategy I've been using for months. And that's what the loss did to me. It put my brain back into protection mode. So when I enter the trade, and it's a good trade, I stop myself out. I cut the profits short. And you don't want to be that way. You want to trade the strategy. So, that's fine. I gotta fix it. Because the only person that's going to hold me accountable is me. But if you on my team, then we're going to hold each other accountable. Right now, I got to hold myself accountable. And what I got to do, put myself back in what I call trading rehab. You got to size back down. 1 contract, get your confidence back up. Get your mind conditioned back to seeing the fluctuation of the one contract. And then when you get your regular trading program back, the confidence, the consistency, you get that back, then you can scale back up. But right now, for a while, I don't know how long, a week, 2 weeks, whatever long it takes for me to get that confidence, I gotta size down and regroup. Because let's put it like this. Let's say you in the gym, you're working out, you catch a chest injury from a bench press. Okay. I mean, that's gonna shock you for a while. You're gonna have to take time off, recuperate, rest, rebuild. And then when you go back to the gym, you're not gonna start back off at a max rep rate, are you? No, you're gonna start back light, work your way back into it. Same thing with trading. Same thing with trading. So now, let's look if I would have waited for the entry that I knew I should have taken. And I didn't actually see this that day because the loss really played with my mind. But let's go and see how this worked out. Because here's where I took the trade. Here's where I got out the trade. And here's where the trade went later. Look at this. Look at that. Even if I would have got back in the trade here, because you ain't going to get in here, you want to see the close first. You want to see the 9 creep closer to the ORB break or the ORB high range. Price break closes. Get a retest somewhere close to this. Stop loss probably down here somewhere. I mean, depending on your risk, you can put it here. It depends on you and your risk. But if you would have took that trade, it didn't even come back down anyway. It just shot straight up. And I would have made back this plus more. So, more of the story is trade the strategy. Follow your rules. That's it. I mean, trading is simple, but it's hard at the same time. And that's what I gotta learn. It's simple, but I can make it hard at the same time. So traders, next week I'll be in the markets trading my strategy. And you can trade my strategy too. Because I'm trying to go from the break-even trader to the profitable trader. And I believe it can happen. Because time and time again, you'll see these trades that I show you where on the 15-minute ORB strategy, you'll get a break and I follow the retest and the trade skyrockets later. Or at least you can take you a nice profit. But until then, catch you guys next week.